we're going to start with Neptune and the outer planets. And Neptune or Poseidon. The other thing they're finding, I forgot to mention, because I think Neptune may rule dopamine. They're finding that dopamine is very unusually high in schizophrenics. And dopamine not only makes your muscles move really smoothly, like if you ever saw the dopamine documentary on the frozen addicts, they simply stopped making dopamine and their bodies would completely freeze. And this doctor figured it out and got them out of this by dopamine. But Neptune makes you feel good, and so does dopamine. But and high serotonin levels also. So these psychiatric meds are aimed at reducing levels of serotonin and dopamine, and they seem to help quite a bit. So we do have this problem in, the brain-related schizophrenia. But Neptune is all the outer planets you will find are very, very wound up with this disease, often with the moon, often with Mercury or sun and moon, sometimes ascendant. And you'll often find this planet very dominant in the chart, often on a node, on the midheaven somewhere, right on the sun somewhere. But what does Neptune do? Neptune lowers the veil between this world and the astral world. We're going to go back and forth between two slides. Can you show the next slide, Tara, please? So in astral world theory, this is the alternate theories that are not brain related. We live in the chemical molecular world. Now, mystics and theosophists and Rosicrucians and all these people who study these matters, they have various layouts. And the astral world is a vibrational world right next to the physical world above it, where where ghosts hang out, where we immediately go after death. But there's many, 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 many levels of vibration, some so high they can't even reach Earth. And some are hanging around. The clairvoyants sometimes see, they'll see spirits walking through the room. It interpenetrates our world. If you study the paranormal, they're picking up voices on fine recorders now. I've been watching those. They're quite fascinating. And so you have this level right next to the physical world. This is all hypothetical. You don't have to believe. This is alternate theory. And so in where the veil goes down, shamans would find this, of course, So where the veil goes down, it shouldn't go down. It's not supposed to go down unless you want it to. But if it's involuntarily down, a person can start seeing and hearing all kinds of things. And so you can just get weak veil and you're having audio hallucinations, you're having visual hallucinations, and you're very, very psychic. I talked to a shaman who's a very well-known herbalist, and she said that the schizophrenics are extremely psychic she works with, and she gave examples. They really are. And the two I know are very, very, very psychic and have demonstrated this to me. There's no doubt about it. So there seems to be the porous veil. And back to Neptune, please. Previous slide. And we're going to look at some things Neptune rules. So Neptune represents a lot of things, but the memory, we all have a memory, if this is true, of the beautiful astral worlds we come from before birth. So there's a desire to escape back to them. This world gets really harsh. And some people do it by drugs, some people by meditation. Some people, just the veil falls down, but it may not be a desire to escape, but it can give hypersensitivity to things other people are not seeing and feeling. So hypersensitivity. Tchaikovsky was such a Neptunian. Some of the most beautiful music comes out of Neptunians. Astral world access, if you like it or not. Loss of personal boundaries, loss of sense of self. Collective reception. In other words, being able to feel what's going on. A lot of people who are Neptunian are very, very trying to hide right now from what's going on Earth. They need some people drink themselves into, another state. Psychic reception, clairaudience, clairvoyance, fantasy and imagination, delusion or illusion. Now, what is true in the astral world where people can walk by without their feet, or you can go to the edge of a city and it just falls off? I've talked to people who go there, whether this is true or not. But, the rules over there are very different than the rules here. That's why Neptune rules both spiritual access, but also on the earth plane, delusion and illusion. Sleep is very Neptunian, sleepiness, coma, entropy, things falling apart, and the disguise, deception, or concealing of things. So we're going to find Neptune being very prominent in these cases.